interviewing veterans of World War II. Would you please state your name?
My name is Peter Davendonis.
Yeah, where do you live?
I live in Hoosick Falls, I used to live in 19 Wall Street before I joined the service. Well, we started off at the Army. We got inducted in the 40s, and we were shipped to Alabama to put in one whole full year of service. We were in Alabama for a whole year there and doing
Fort McClellan, wasn't it?
Huh?
Fort McClellan?
Yeah, Fort McClellan, working there, you know, with wooden guns. They didn't have guns for us. We had wooden machine guns, and we had to go 24 miles walking, and it was just that way until 1941. Me and Tony Slavis went down to the city to buy our suitcases to go home. Well, we heard it. The Japs attacked the Pearl Harbor, but we didn't know where Pearl Harbor was. Oh, now we are stuck in Alabama for another stinking year, I hope. No. So, you know what we did? All of the 27th Division was scattered all over Alabama to guard bridges and all that. So the railroad put a siding cars on the side for headquarters. And we had a stove and bunks in there, and we had to guard all them bridges for, I'll bet you we were there 4 or 5 months. And then come the orders to go to Fort Ord. So we got on troop trains and we went to Fort Ord. And then at Fort Ord they gave us our guns and all the equipment we needed. And we stayed at Fort Ord, at least 6, 7 months there anyway. And then the orders come to go down to the pier to get on the boat. We got on the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary was built for bunks in the bottom. Well, when we got in there, they put us in the hold, and there we stayed. And they shipped us, I don't know how many days, maybe 4 or 5 days. They wouldn't let us come up on deck. Then when we stopped, we were in the big island of Hawaii. Good old Hawaii. Well, they put us on trucks and they shipped us up in Pahoa, the service company and ours. We went to Pahoa, and the rest went to Long Beach to serve the beach. They were afraid the Japs might come landing there. Okay, so anyway, I was shipped. There was Fitzpatrick and Billy Ellis and myself and a guy named Plyhall. We were taken out of headquarters and put in service company. We had to serve the boys along the beach for bread, but I had the ice bread and meat and vegetables. Every other day we had to go down the Hilo with 2.5-ton trucks, pick up all this stuff, and go along the beach on Kona side. And the other side was served by some other outfit. But anyway, when we go down there, they had homemade ice boxes, which we gave them that. The last place was the Black Sand Beach. And boy, that was beautiful. It had about 6 little houses, shacks down there, and the people, and all the extra food, we gave it to them. And they were all happy about it. Well, we must have been on that island about, 6, 7 months anyway. And then finally they decided the Japs ain't coming on them beaches. So they took us off and they shipped us over to Pearl Harbor. On the other side they built camps and training camps over there, but they didn't take us off service company. We were still in service that island over there. Oh, we stayed there until 43, yeah, about 42, 43, when Howland Smith got sick of us sitting around, and he said him and his 1st Marine Division, well, they were training all the time, and he says, well, we might as well take the 27th and put them in reserve with our Marines. So down Pearl Harbor we went, and we got on these big transporters, and we sailed, oh gee, at least about 3 or 4 days down in a hole. They wouldn't let us come up. Then when we stopped, there we were. They took us by the companies and brought us up on the deck and to get our exercise. And holy moly, you wouldn't believe that. Oh, that place was loaded with so many ships and battle wagons. Wow, we didn't know what was going on. So a couple of days we stayed there. They let us go swimming and clean up and then they put us back in there and they started off. Well, we didn't know where we were going. About 3 or 4 days later, they called us all together and they told us we were in reserve for the 1st Marine Division on Saipan. Well, there we go. And we were sailing long, I don't know, it's quite a ways. And then when we stopped, we heard them guns going off all the time. They still wouldn't let us up on deck. And all of a sudden the Marines went to shore first. Well, the next day they had us come up, and by the numbers and by our names we had to go over to the side, get in these LC boats and head for the shore. Well, first headquarters, 1st Battalion was us. Well, when we got ashore, Sluza says, Pete, you stay here, and all the companies and everything that come off of there, and you tell them go up this road here to the airport, and we'll get situated, and after we get situated, we'll send somebody back to get you. Well, I'm waiting down there. Everybody went ashore that had to go, and nobody's coming no more. So I said, what the heck am I going to do? Should I go up that road? Nobody's coming for me. But I'm all alone. Holy Japs come out of them woods, I'll be dead. So I said, I'll stay down here and wait a little longer. And it started getting dark. Boy, I'm scared. I'm young, you know. I'm scared like hell. Nobody around me. A few dead ones over there. Who knows? And there I was. I said, I'll dig a hole. On the sandy beach, they had like a bank, you know. So I started digging with my shovel there, and I dug a good hole. So I sat in it, and I put my rifle on my legs here, and I took my shelter half and I put it on back of me over the sand there, and I sat. and it's getting dark and dark. Oh, jeepers, I said so many prayers that night. Wow. All of a sudden, those guns out there in that water, they go off, you know, them big guns, and you can hear them shells going straight over you. And then the big flares would go off. Oh, I was scared. My gosh, I was scared. Phil, I sat there all night long saying so many prayers.
And you're all by yourself?
All by myself. Nobody there. And I could hear voices, you know, the chaps are all over boy, I don't know. The good Lord help me. Because holy. And then morning come. Oh, was I happy. Oh, here I'm standing up. Well, anyway, I had water up to my ass in there when the tide came in. But holy mother, here comes, I think it was Obadiah or one of them guys come. I can't still remember. He says, Moses forgot you because you were busy. I said, yeah, good deal. So I went back up there, and well, we had to follow the Marines until the Marines wanted to get back into, like, take a rest, and then all our outfit, the 27th, would have to fight. So here I am, and Sluza says, Pete, you gotta go to Major Purcell. You gotta be his bodyguard. I said, oh, here I go again. So I go and I meet Major Purcell and two other guys, and then the two truck drivers, the big 2.5-ton trucks. So anyway, Major Purcell brought us down to the ammunition dump, and he said, get rid of them lousy rifles and get machine guns. So the three of us got machine guns, and we were supposed to guard him, see? And when he goes every other day, or, well, it was every 2 days, we had to pack up all this, like, ammunition, food, and water, and bring it up to our outfit. They were on the line because the Marines were in reserve now because our fellas were fighting. So we bring up the food and everything up there, and they had a little ammunition dump where we dropped it off. When we dropped it off, then we go back and pick up more for the next day or the third day. I can't remember. I know we had to go up there so many times. And
Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Well, anyway, that's what we had to do. Pick up ammunition, and I had to walk up to Colonel, well, anyway, the outfit to find out what ammunition they needed. So he found out, and then he'd go back and we'd load again, and in the morning we'd bring it up, drop it off, and then we'd be all right. Well, we done that until till they had the Banzai charge. We couldn't get there that morning. Something happened to it that we didn't bring all their ammunition up. That's why they were running out. And the Banzai charge came. We were stuck back. But after they scattered all over, we helped them to mop up, you know. And after that, well, that was it. A lot of our fellas got killed. And then they kept us there, and they let the Marines go, and we had to guard the prisoners. and bring them out in the field with their wives and for fishing and for getting rice paddies. And then after that, they took us and shipped us to Spiritus Sanctus to pick up more people. For our outfit was all shot up, you know.
Yeah.
They needed more.
Could I ask you a question? In my research, I found out like John Corelli was wounded, Bill Fox was wounded,
Yeah.
and
Johnson.
Ronald Johnson,
Yeah.
and
Barnhart was killed,
Yeah.
and Butkus.
Zelensky's Bernie was killed.
Zelensky's and another. Oh
Yeah, Herman Barnhart was killed,
no, yeah.
and James
Ken.
McGarvin.
Huh?
James McGarvin.
Yeah, McGarvin. He
Yeah.
was killed.
I mean, that happened on July 8th, 10th,
Yeah.
11th, right in that
That's
time,
right.
as I researched it and read
Yeah.
it. Were you there when that battle? You were down below because you hadn't come up with your munition yet. Is that what you're trying to get? You were supposed to bring munition up, but that bonsai attack
yeah,
happened.
we were supposed to bring.
I see.
We bring every time our men got on the line. We brought for
I see,
them.
but that-
We didn't bring it for the Marines
I see, but
because they had their own.
Yeah, right. But so those fellas were wounded, and some got killed in
Right.
that bonsai attack. Yeah.
You know, and after that, they shipped us to Spiritus Sanctus. They're an island of belonged to the British, and to get more people. And when they got more people there, they trained us again, throwing grenades on a rifle range and all that. So they shipped me out to K Company. And the other fellas like John, what's his name? John Corelli.
Correct.
And all the rest that were with them, they went to another outfit.
I see.
See, they didn't stay with their
I
outfit.
see. Everybody, you got all split up and
Yeah,
got
they
into
all
different.
got split up.
Company K was an infantry division,
Right.
right? Or was it an
Company
infantry
K.
outfit? Yeah.
But Sluza's got a company. He promoted to captain, and he got a company.
I see.
So he wasn't with us neither. He had a company of his own. So then we got on the boats again and we started to sail. So we sailed to Okinawa. That was another place we had to go. Well, the Marines went ashore and there was no hardly shooting at all. And then we came ashore, and then when we got there was nothing going on until we got way into the center of the island. And boy, oh boy, that's when all the trouble began. The Marines were fighting like hell, and then we fight like hell, and then we do it, and it goes on and on. I don't know how long we were there. On and off, we take turns fighting them Japs. And then finally, well, they kind of all got on one side and the island there, and people were jumping off the cliffs and doing that and killing themselves.
The Japanese, yeah, I read about that.
Even the civilians. Somebody must have told them we were bad or something, so they jumped off, threw their kids off. Oh, it was terrible. Well, anyway, after that island was secured, after the island was taken over by us and the Marines, well, we sat around for quite a while on that island. And they told us we were going to go to Japan to get ready. Holy man, go to Japan, fight them. Oh, mother, if we went on Japan, I wouldn't be here today. Well, anyway, while we were there, we heard that some bomb was dropped, and we heard it, and they dropped a bomb, and then again, and boy, were we happy when they said the war is over. And then they left us on that island for a point system to go home. If you had enough points, you'd be the first one to go. Well, I must have been on there anyway about 4 months before I went home. And then they shipped me home, and we went to California. We got on troop trains, and we went to Fort Dix, where they gave us our service time and everything. And they asked us, would you like to join and get double time? You know, most of the guys says you can stick it. So anyway, we went home, and boy, were we happy when we got home.
Yeah, you spent 5 years in the service.
Yeah, 5.
You got back in 45, right?
5 full years. Boy.
Glad to get
When
home.
I got back, I got my job. I didn't go on that
The 50, the
yeah, that
21
money.
whatever it was. Yeah.
I went right to work. And
Where'd you go to work?
enjoyed it. Then in 45, I married my wife. I met her down in Troy, and met her.
You got married and
Got married and came up, had 2 children, and they're alive now, thank God.
where do they live, Pete?
Huh?
Where do your children live, Pete?
Well, my one, Bernie lives on, in Hoosick Falls, up on, up there, near the health center.
Near the health center?
And my daughter, she's in Grand Junction. She runs the X-ray technician for the Army. For the
She's in the service, or?
oh no.
No, she's a civilian working in the Army.
She's ahead of the whole thing there.
Oh, that's
You
wonderful.
know,
Yeah.
because she has three children of her own, and my son has 1.
So you have
And
4
I think
grandchildren.
that's about all I can say.
Well, Pete,
Thank you, sir.
well, I thank you for telling a fine story, and thank you again.
But I didn't tell about the snakes.
All right, why don't you tell us about it? Go ahead. What about the snakes?
Oh, gee, you remember when I was in Cake Company, when we were up in the front there, and what the heck's these, they built these houses out of clay, and we went in there. There was 5 of us, and there was the Cake Company. I didn't know who they were, those guys. So they went in there and they said, Pete, you stay outside and guard for 3 hours, then we'll change. So I'm sitting there on the urine there in the beautiful sunshine, not sunshine, the night had a big moon.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm sitting there with my gun there, and all of a sudden I look down, and holy mother, there's a big snake right near my foot going that way. And they told us if we get bit with one of them, you can't do nothing, you just die. And I froze. I didn't know if I should jump up or shoot. I was scared.
Sure.
And there he went and disappeared, and I hollered, hey fellas, come on out of there, there's a big snake come out of there. They all come out, they all slept on the ground.
Instead of inside. I
I
see.
stood there, I'm not lying, you should see that snake. Holy, it was a big one.
Yeah, that's enough to scare anybody.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
They tell you, you know, if you, boy,
Yeah,
if you get
that's
bit by
right.
one of them, you're no nothing, nothing.
that's right.
Can't do nothing.
Well, Pete, thanks a lot for coming and telling your story. We really appreciate it.
Okay.